I'm going to show you a really fast scalping method. This is actually what I use when I use the ADX, and it's very fast. It's not without its problems. You will have winners and you'll probably have losers. So let's just go through the indicators. We're really focusing on the ADX, the DMI here, but I'll just quickly go. On the chart there's a 9 and a 20 EMA, and this MACD is this is one that I've designed. There's an 8 and a 20, and the signal length is a 6. Okay, this MACD times 2, there's actually 2 MACDs in here, but we'll just use the one. And on the chart here, this one is this is the one I've just recently put together. This is called ADX with 20 threshold. I've actually upgraded this and added some other bits and pieces, and I can't change the name of it, but and this is me here. Okay, I've got quite a few indicators now on Tradingview. So let's have a look at this. The settings for this 2-minute scalping strategy. When you get my indicator, the DMI length is 14 and the ADX is 14. This threshold is set at 20 and this one here is set at 40. So these are the settings for this scalper. We want the DMI length, which is the green and the red lines, set at 10. The ADX we put at 1. Okay. The this first threshold, right, is set at 10, and the second threshold is set at 20. And in here, this is where you can change all the colors and do whatever you like. Okay. There's also a background color. So let's get into this and how we use it. The this background color. When the ADX, this blue line here, I'm just going to refer to it as the blue line. When the blue line crosses this bottom line 10, the background will turn blue. That's an early signal that something's potentially about to happen. And when the blue line crosses below 10, you can see here that it goes white. So when this blue line is under the 10, no trading. When it's in the blue area, there's a potential for a trade. Okay, sometimes you'll get it like this, and then sometimes it'll sit like this, depending on the trend. You know, we have no idea what the markets are going to do. I don't. I have no idea. It goes up, it goes down. Okay, so let's look at this trade here. This is a 2-minute chart of NASDAQ. So we can see the background has turned on this 2-minute bar here. It has turned blue. At the same time, in this white area, you can see that the red ADX line has crossed above green. So that's telling me the market on this bar may be going. The market might be going down. It might be shorting. And then you can also see the divergence between these two lines, the red and the green. They're pulling apart. Okay. And that is when this ADX line will also be rising. When these two, when the red and the blue are diverging, the blue line is rising. When the red and the green lines are coming together, converging, this line here will drop down. Okay, that's, just think of it like a MACD. It's the same with the MACD. You know, this MACD line is measuring the distance between these two, and so at this point they're converging, and when it gets to the 0 line, they're going to diverge. They're going to spread apart. It's just the ADX does exactly the thing. It's just same thing. Anyway, where's our entry? Well, based on this, looking at the MACD, looking what's going on the chart, our entry, I would be looking to take it somewhere between the red, for a short, somewhere between the red and the green, somewhere in here, possibly on this next bar. If you don't get the next bar, wait for a pullback, enter. Where do you get out? That's the conundrum. Look, your risk to reward, I can't determine, you know, how big your bank is, or, you know, this, that, or the other. What I would recommend is any change of character within these indicators, you get out. The MACD's crossed over here, get out. Price has broken through this line, get out. This line's turned over, get out. It's just as simple as that. Okay, this is a scalping method. We're only in these trades for sometimes seconds, or in this case 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 20 minutes. 20 minutes is too long for me in a trade. I start to get very nervy, and I start to tighten my stop. You know, if I've entered here, I'm trailing my stop against this 9 EMA. Okay, you know, just pretend this is my stop. I'm dropping it down as, you know, just keeping it right just on this 9 EMA. That's generally what I do. Okay, let me get rid of that. So that's a short. Let's look for a long. So just staying here. Is there a long? No, this is still saying it's short. Do you enter here for a short? No. Why? Well, there's one big reason. This is why the MACD is here. The momentum is moving upwards. Even though this ADX DMI is potentially giving us a short, this MACD is held us back. It's saved us from a loss. We go into here. Are we going long? Well, so now the MACD momentum is still with us. We can see the bars on the chart. They look like they're going up. We can see the background is blue. We can see the green is above red. It's a really pathetic move, but you don't know this at this point in time. All as you know is, I think that's 100% signal. So where would you go? Well, I'd quite possibly like to wait for a pullback if I can. And the pullback happened here, no trade. And we can still see the momentum of the MACDs going up. We can see here that green stayed above red. Right in here, I'm going to say there's a damn good probability that this thing's going up again, and that's our trade. And now the market will turn around. As it does, the MACD is giving us the signal. Do we go long here? No. Why? The MACD has held us back. Thankfully, the MACD is doing something good rather than just sitting there gathering dust. I love and hate this bloody indicator. So right now we're looking for potential shorts. That's the way I'm looking at it. Okay, red lines come up. This blue line's crossed the 10. It's up on the 20. It's below these two. I'm looking at the charts. I'm looking at everything. There's a damn good chance this thing's going short, and we just rinse and repeat this until such time as we've had enough, or you've had a loss. Generally, if you've had a loss, just stop. And that is how we do the scalper, this 2-minute scalper. I would suggest you do it in a really liquid market. I have mentioned this is the NASDAQ, the 2-minute. You really want to play the USA session. You can get some scalps in the UK session, but low liquidity. I mean, have a look at the numbers up here, the volume, 500, 600, 1,000 versus up here, you know, 8,000, 5, 6, 20,000, you know. So there's more risk here, but there's a greater chance of these moves holding for maybe, you know, 5 to 6 or 12 bars, and that's all we need. We only need like maybe 3 bars for us to be successful in this particular setup. You know, if you can make 20 points on 2 or 3 trades, you're doing really, really well. You're a successful trader as far as I'm concerned. Okay, go and back test it, forward test it, and study these charts. This could be the difference between everything for you. Okay, catch you later.